You're watching this because you've got big dreams and goals that can potentially change your life. But every time you think of doing the work, something stops you. Maybe you'd rather scroll and relax. Maybe you tell yourself, it's fine man, I'll just do it tomorrow, it's cool. And when tomorrow eventually comes around, what do we say then? I'll do it tomorrow. I think you can relate to this a lot because I have been through the same exact thing. I've had the same excuses, the same, I'm gonna start tomorrow, I'm tired, I'll relax, let me scroll. I've done the same exact thing. But one thing I can say for certain is being ambitious but lazy is so frustrating. So if you're tired between being ambitious and having low motivation, my boy, this one's for you. Let's get into it. Let's rewind and take you back to a time younger 𝐬𝐿𝐵 was confused. I remember specifically looking at my to-do list, and within this to-do list there was one thing that stood out to me the most. You know what it was? Record my first YouTube video. Don't get me wrong, it sounded simple enough, like yeah cool, I just need to back out a camera and start recording. But the excuses started creeping in. There were so many questions that raced through my mind saying, okay, what would people think of me? How would I record this video? How would the microphone quality be? How would the camera quality be? How would I edit this video? And just dumb ass shit like that basically, to be honest with you. Just my mind overthinking and just finding any form of comfort excuse for me to not do the task, for me to not record the YouTube video that I've been wanting to record for the longest time. I tell myself, tomorrow I'm gonna be more motivated. I'm gonna make sure I get this down tomorrow. I just had a little bit of a, carb crash. I don't really, feel like it. I don't really feel too ready. It's fine, I'll just do it tomorrow. But then, inevitably, tomorrow came around. Did I record that video the next day like I told myself I was? No. No. The next day, I would do anything but record. Then at night, I wouldn't feel proud. I would look at my to-do list and just see, record the YouTube video, unchecked, every day, for weeks. That turned into months. Then one day, the realization hit me. I didn't need to make the most perfect YouTube video on earth. I didn't need to care about what other people thought of it. The only thing I needed to do was take one small step forward. Because one small step forward, my bro, is more steps than I've ever taken in my life in terms of the YouTube video. Not just literally, bro. I made my first steps and I was like, before I was born, man, we built different. So instead of trying to tackle it all at once, I figured, let's just move one small step slightly forward. Let's start writing the script. Let's start thinking about, okay, cool, how am I gonna record this video? Where am I gonna record this video? Let's actually get it down. Let's try it. Let me back up my camera and just start recording. Whatever I say, however much I mess up, is fine. As long as I know that, you know what, I've recorded, I've practiced it a little bit. This is fine. This is not as bad as it was in my head. And instead of aiming for perfection, I just aimed just to make progress. What happened? Next thing you know, I'm there recording my first ever YouTube video and I uploaded it. I got over this fear of perfection. I stopped remaining standstill for this new journey of my life being YouTube. It might not be starting a YouTube channel for you, but I think you could relate to some other aspects. For example, where it might be you starting to go to the gym. It might be you opening up that business. Whatever it may be, I'd say tailor this towards your specific needs, your specific goals and ambitions. This idea of just becoming slightly better each day, just becoming 1% better each day. I read it in a book, Atomic Habits by James Clear. As you know, I've spoken a lot about this book, mainly because of the value that I've derived from it and the impact that it's made on my life. James Clear explains it like this: if you get 1% better each day, you end up becoming 37 times better within the year. It's like compound interest in a way, but just for your goals and your skills, yeah. If you're ambitious but lazy, start off with this approach, with just getting 1% better, anything it may be, because some form of progress, no matter how small, is more progress than the progress that you made yesterday, for example. This also perfectly aligns with the next trick called lazy goals. So instead of writing a goal saying, let me read this book, why don't you just make the goal, let me just read 5 pages today, let me read 10 pages today, let me even read 1 page for that matter. You might be thinking, 𝐬𝐿𝐵, these are some weak goals. What are these? How am I only supposed to read 1 page? How am I supposed to only go to the gym and do 1 exercise? You see what the thing is? I think a lot of the time we don't start something, it's purely because of the resistance included to start. I think a lot of the time the most difficult part is just starting. We have all of those reasons to not start. We have all of these, oh I'm not good enough, this self-doubt, this procrastination saying, oh I'm gonna be starting it tomorrow. So what we want to do here is eliminate the resistance as much as possible. First of all, you're training your brain to be consistent with this task, to be disciplined with this task. Because if you're looking at your to-do list and it's only, I've got to read 5 pages today, that's so easy. You can easily do it. And another reason why this is so beneficial is because if you have this goal goal of just reading 5 pages a day consistently, you're gonna end up reading these 5 pages and be like, you know what, I want to read more. I want to read 10 pages. I want to read 15 pages. If you're ambitious but lazy, your environment is a crucial factor as to how lazy or productive you are. So make your environment work for you and not against you. Let's just say you want to work early. Why don't you just have your laptop ready on your desk? Why don't you have your desk ready for you to work? Your bag ready, all of your equipment ready, your headphones right there. If you wake up in that environment ready for work, the resistance, the barrier of you starting is mitigated, because once you do your whole morning routine, you're not going to be thinking, oh, I have to get my laptop ready now, I have to make sure I've got all of my pens organized in the right place, or I've got to get my notepad, or I've got to do this, I've got to do this. Then you just be like, you know what, this is too overwhelming, I can't be arsed, this is too much, let me just jump back into bed, let me just do something else, let me just do it tomorrow. However, on the other hand, when everything you need is right in front of you, you're reducing the barriers to get started, allowing you to just put in that 5 minutes, that 10 minutes. And once you build that momentum of just starting out with just 5 minutes, with 10 minutes, and you're consistent with these actions over time, there's no reason why you're not going to be winning by default. If you set up your environment in a way that nudges you to work, that motivates you to work, laziness just has less power over you. You're just making it so simple to do the task at hand. And that's what we want to do. A lot of the time when we are ambitious but lazy, it's just because barrier to start is so high. It's so overwhelming to just start. One truth that changed how I approach each day is that small wins set the foundation for the bigger wins throughout the day. This idea is inspired by the book Make Your Bed. So essentially, in this book, the author goes over how something as simple as making your bed in the morning can give that sense of accomplishment, can give that sense of fulfillment that can carry over to you making better decisions throughout the day. If you made your bed in the morning, you have this slight feeling of accomplishment. And let's say you have make your bed in your to-do list. If you check mark that and you look at your to-do list and you've seen, you know what, I already got one win already and the day has barely started, this will motivate you to make better decisions throughout the day, to make more productive decisions throughout the day, and actually work on whatever your ambition is. This is called momentum. For me, something as simple in the morning as tying my do-rag and making my bed gives me momentum to complete bigger tasks throughout the day. It sounds basic, but it's surprisingly powerful. Something as simple as tying my do-rag and making my bed might seem so small, and it's such a small win that requires barely any effort, to be honest with you, but it tells my brain, you know what, you're accomplishing things, you're doing things. It gives you that momentum and that feeling of fulfillment and accomplishment, and I want more of that throughout the day. I want to be feeling that. I want to be feeling accomplished. I want to be feeling fulfilled throughout the day. So when I have to record a YouTube video, let's say, I'm doing that. Let's be real. Sometimes we just need an extra push. And over here, accountability can be your best friend. When I find myself procrastinating or getting a little bit lazy, when I speak to my boys or my mentors about my goals, they check in on me. They might tell me, what have you done this week towards that goals? How's that going? How's that business going? Oh, how's that fitness journey going? It's kept me accountable just because I knew someone else was going to be asking me about what I was doing. So there was no way I could tell them like, yep, I haven't done shit all this week. Accountability is not about guilt tripping you. It's not about making you feel bad about yourself. It's just about creating pressure just to keep you consistent. Pressure so you can grow. So find someone, a friend, a family member, anyone it may be, just to keep you accountable. You can just have a conversation with them towards the end of the week. Speak about your goals and speak about what you've done this week towards those goals. If anything, speak to me about your goals. Comment down below what your goals are. Come back a week from now and tell me what you've done about them. If your goal is to become humongous, why don't you come back next week and tell me, Gagan, I've hit the gym 4 times this week, 5 times this week, I've ate clean 5 times, 6 times, I'm hydrating, I'm sleeping, or whatever it may be. Let me know. I'll keep you accountable. The crazy thing is, you'll be so much more amazed on how likely you are to stop procrastinating, to stop becoming lazy in your goals when someone else requires an update from you. I also think ambition alone is worthless without a plan. So many people have big dreams but no structure. They think they're going to be waking up one day and just magically feel ready, magically feel motivated. Sure, one day you can wake up more motivated than another day, but are you ever going to be feeling truly ready? Are you ever going to be feeling that there is a perfect magical moment or a day that, yeah, you're gonna complete that task, whatever it may be? Honestly, there is no perfect day. There is no perfect moment. You're just gonna have to start. Laziness isn't the enemy. Inaction is the enemy. I get it though. I know how it feels to be ambitious, to have these big goals, these big dreams, but laziness just creeps in. I understand exactly how that feels, and I understand how much it can make you feel like shit, I'm here to tell you, you don't have to become David Goggins overnight. You just gotta be taking small, tiny changes and just making progress, no matter how small it may be. Forget everyone else. I believe in your potential, bro. I believe that you can achieve those goals, those dreams that you have. But the only thing is, you have to understand that only you can do them. Even if you're just getting better slightly, understand that that is still progress being made. Now, imagine if you've implemented these steps. You're focusing on just getting slightly better each day. You're focusing on just making progress, no matter how small. You've set yourself some lazy goals, just to read 5 minutes a day, just to go hit the gym and just do 1 exercise, 2 exercises. Your environment is tailored towards your success, and you're no longer waiting for motivation. You're no longer waiting for this fairy tale magical moment, because you know you just have to start regardless. Picture the progress that you'd see. Those big goals that once seemed impossible is in your line of sight. You're progressing towards them. You're tackling those dreams head on. You're now closer than you've ever been. And the funniest thing about it is that it didn't take intense, let's grind for 24 hours straight. All it took you was to just start. Just take tiny small actions each day and just be progressing in that. So here's my challenge to you today. I want you to set a lazy goal for yourself. If that task is you going to the gym, for example, instead of thinking about going to the gym, why don't you just think about, you know what, let me do 10 push-ups right now. If it's to read a book, why not just think, you know what, let me read 5 pages, let me read 1 page today. That's all. Trust the process. And once you realize that even the most smallest actions can push you forward, you'll see that your ambition is being met. That you're ambitious, but you're not lazy anymore. And that's exactly what we wanted. It's 𝐬𝐿𝐫𝐿, but you can call me 𝐬𝐿𝐫𝐿. Thank you for watching. If this video resonated with you, connect with the channel. It really helps. And remember, your decisions today will define your tomorrow. Catch you in the next one. Damn, why am I burping? I haven't even ate yet, bro. What the fuck?